Diablo 4 is dead for me and for a lot of people. Now is the question, will we see Diablo 4 dedicated superfans actually slowly switch sides as they understand what's happening with the game?
Okay, so essentially, we just read the patch notes for 1.4.1. Some very interesting changes coming into Diablo 4. Now, I want to say before I go on to this little mini rant, is that I am enjoying the game more so than I have ever since it was released. I'm over a week into the game now, and I at least have another 2 builds I want to play before I'm actually getting bored of the game. So I'm
So, first of all, that's not bad. If you have multiple builds that you want to play, that's actually great. But, we're talking about Diablo 4. When it got released, it was an absolute pile of stinky dog water, okay? And saying, oh, I'm having more fun with Diablo now than ever, is the same as saying, hey, previously I got electrocuted and waterboarded, but now I'm just getting electrocuted. Yeah, technically you're moving up, but also, technically it's still completely not good.
actually very much enjoying it. But there are some very awkward changes that I feel very weird about. I mean, obviously there's the gold issue. This was a good change, but this is not something Andy or casual Andy's going to engage with. More so about this maybe. So gold issue still.
So I talked about the gold thing. People before season 4 got released, people were saying, "Oh, gold's gonna matter. Gold is gonna blah blah blah." No, as I told you then, no. Obviously, gold's not gonna matter. If gold is the thing that's gonna prevent people from gearing up and upgrading their gear, Blizzard is just gonna do what Blizzard does best: completely make gold irrelevant. And as you can see here, this is pretty big.
Still there for sure. They completely obliterated the idea of bash barbs, and they also nerfed the video we released recently regarding the health tide spam. So this is getting fixed because an issue with the threat progress could become permanently locked if the player exited health tide while threat was near zero. That's being fixed, and they also fixed the resplendent spark from killing Uber Lilith.
Yeah, I heard about these things. I kind of follow Diablo still just to know what's kind of happening.
Now, obviously, I like when they're fixing things quickly, but there are still bugs in the game that's been reported since before the game was launched back in closed beta that is still in the game. So I'm a little bit, on the fence on like, where are the nitpickings? Who's doing the nitpicking? Like, where is it so important to fix and where is it not? I mean, Holy Bolt is still overpowered. Okay, that's not getting fixed, but the bash.
Holy Bolt is the potion that you drink and it just does damage, which is nonsensically stupid because the Blizzard knows that leveling in Diablo 4 is absolutely awful. So they're just giving you something that's gonna level for you effectively here.
Bar got fixed within days. Like where's the decision making and why? Because it's very, very awkward. We still have bugged interactions with the Born Decrepify for Necromancers. We still have the Holy Bolt just carrying the entire season. I just find it very awkward. But the thing I wanted to talk about most in this real quick video is actually about this part here. So they're making Scatter Prism. For those of you who don't know what Scatter Prism is, it's the currency utilized to apply sockets to your gear. Now that one and gem fragments was the two things that was very, very rare to get a hold of in the early stage progression or in the progression that you might be in that's watching this live or on YouTube later. And I actually kind of liked the idea of the gem fragments. They felt rather natural. You had to work to upgrade your gems. It felt good. Not so much about the scatter prisms. Here's the problem with the currency orbs is that with a lot of changes that they've done, you either have not even close to enough and it's just fucking painful, or you have so many that they become completely fucking irrelevant.
I called this. As always, we called this, and we are, as always, completely sadly right because Diablo 4 is the most predictable garbage ever. There is no middle ground. There is only too little to the level that it's almost impossible to find, or there's too much, so everyone gets it and it's becoming completely irrelevant. This is the thing that has already happened to almost everything in Diablo 4 that exists. Almost. And again, with the gold change, they're gonna, this is arguably not gonna make the gold completely useless, But people are gonna complain. And the moment people complain to Blizzard, oh, I need to actually put effort into achieving something, Blizzard is gonna just capitulate and instantaneously collapse and make it so easy that you get it effectively for free.
You know, there's a big gap between these 2 points, but they seem to be incapable. And I know I might sound angry about this because I genuinely am. I'm very passionate about this because I'm actually, for once, having very fun and having a really good time playing this game. And then they make changes like this that is, instead of trying to hit the point in the middle, they take what's on one side and launch it on a goddamn ballista and shoots it on the other side of the universe to that corner.
Yep, Blizzard does this constantly.
What about grabbing it with your fucking hands and pushing it a little bit in the right direction? You don't have to fucking Kobe yeet that fucker to the other side of the universe. Essentially, to give you guys more context, I'm gonna show you in game. This is my currency tab in game right now. Bundled herb.
The hell is bundled herbs?
It was a great change, by the way. I have no idea where I'm getting these outside of a bush when I'm running Health Tides. I have no clue when or where.
Yeah, again, look at all of this. It's useless. It's all useless. We have already seen this how many times. Like, Blizzard just introduces new shit and makes other things before that completely irrelevant. Blizzard has completely made so many mechanics already in this game irrelevant.
I will ever give it 2 seconds.
You know, when Diablo 4 started, leveling was kind of hard. Now Diablo 4 is everyone gets to level 100. Everyone gets 100.
It's about this currency. I have thousands of them. I don't know.
Like it. It's shit.
Pretty much. I have no idea.
Dungeons and glyph experience was annoying and no one wanted to do it. Well, let's make it easier and let's make it irrelevant and let's make people just have it already, blah, blah, blah. Not actually making dungeons interesting or fun or better design. No. Let's just give shit people for free.
Because I will never need this currency. It is something that just exists.
Yep.
Iron chunks.
I mean, everything looks like it just exists here. 30k, 23k, 2.5, 14, 4, 6, 8, 4. By the way, previously when I was playing Diablo 4, none of this shit mattered. I don't know what actually any of this does. I just know that if you play like 2 hours, you're gonna have enough of everything, so you never need to worry about what the hell you're actually doing. It's just that simple.
From recycling or salvaging items. 30,000. I will never need more of them. Why? Because it's a completely irrelevant material or currency that just exists in my character window.
Yep.
Same thing with rawhide. Not angel breath. Veil crystal. Some people have issues with veil crystals because they're selling their gear, which is.
By the way, people at the start when season 4 was not launched said, "Oh, veil crystal is really hard to get. It's like it's a bottleneck for upgrading gear. You need to farm it." And then Blizzard was like, "Wait a minute, Timmy, hold my chalata and chibiro," and then they made veil crystals completely useless. Because they drop off of literally everything.
It's a direct result of a problem with gold in the game and not so much with anything else. Because if you spend 2-3 hours in the game of actually salvaging your item, you will have more veil crystals than you will be able to use in several weeks of playing the game. I don't even know what this currency does. You know why? Because I have thousands of them and I've never been put into a position where we'll ever need to think about what this actually does. Let's read it.
So this is jewelry, this means this is weapons, and these two I have no fucking clue.
It's apparently used to improve legendary jewelry.
Wow.
I didn't know.
Yeah, same.
Baleful fragments. Oh,
Weapons.
It's the same thing, but for weapons. Coiling ward.
I mean, you can tell by the fact that this is a weapon.
Same thing, but for armor. There's so many of these. Forgotten Souls, what is this?
No
Found
idea.
in tortured gifts during Helltide. Occasionally found from other sources. Occasionally found from other sources. I have 4,000. Used to improve sacred and ancestral items.
Wow.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
The only currency in the stock goods section that I care about is Angel Breath. And you farm these like crazy in Helltide. It's thousands if you want to. That's what I've been doing. This is the only currency that I've been put into a position where carrying. You spend these when you re-roll the enchant at the Occultist. That means that all of this
is
right
useless.
now in the game is on the category, on the side of this little graph or whatever you want to call it, where the game is throwing this currency onto the screen when you do whatever engage with whatever content that drops them, with the only purpose of having a quantity of value, wealth, or valuable items, so to say, that's showering your character so you feel good about looting so much, where in reality, none of this holds any sort of value because you will never be in a position where any of this matters because I don't even know what they did. I have no idea.
And by the way, as time passes, none of this will matter ever at all because that's just how Blizzard does things. Again, just wait. They're probably going to announce that patch or two in a couple of days that, forging doesn't even require gold anymore because we know that you will find it hard to farm gold. Just wait for it. You know it's happening.
Idea what they do because I will never care because I have so many of them no matter what I do, and that is insane. So I learned today after reading the patch notes what Rune Shards is doing. Apparently, it costs currency to enter the pit. 3 rune
Oh yeah, that was actually a thing. I forgot about that.
shards is the entry cost to engage with the pit. I didn't even know there was an entry cost. I didn't even know I had rune shards.
You know who really sucks?
That's
dick
absolutely
here?
insane.
What's Gazzy doing? Gazzy, massive dick sucker.
And that's just absolutely crazy. Sigil powder, same thing. I know what this does from previous seasons, but there's so much I will never care. But then you have the scatter prisms and the resplendent spark. Now the resplendent sparks, I think with a fix, that's actually pretty all right, but that's more for endgame.
But the Splendid Spark is the thing that's like, oh, yeah, so ultra rares, mega rares, or whatever they're fucking called nowadays, they're so rare that people are, like, mad that they can't get it. So, with the Resplendent Spark system, we can give everyone a mythical rare. So, have fun, kids. Everyone gets an uber rare.
Pushing. Scatter prism is the item that we use to make sockets on our actual items. Now, I felt it was a little bit too rare.
Yeah, people have been complaining about Scattered Prism. So, obviously, with this update, Scattered Prism is now going to be in the billions in your inventory, so have fun.
I haven't needed to use them for a while, so now I have quite a few of them. But the change they've made is...
Ultimately, Diablo's 4 endgame in reality is just you logging into a character editor. That's the end game here.
Showering us with them. So now, what's the point of having this currency exist in the game if they're gonna shower us with them? There is no point anymore.
I mean, you just have to complain about something being hard in Diablo, and the devs are gonna be, oh my god, we can't let these mouth breathers leave the game because no one with a brain actually plays this shit anymore. Save the mouth breathers.
The middle ground, I'm just gonna spitball and throw an idea. How about making 1 or 2 be guaranteed drops from a World Boss and Legion events exclusively and never drop anywhere else? That would incentivize players to engage with those.
That would be gating, and we don't want that. Remember how Living Steel was too hard to farm, and then we made it that you have literally billions of Living Steel because... What else did you expect, honestly? Yeah, exactly.
To endgame contents to make sockets in the gear. It will be something they have to do if they want to apply sockets to the gear pieces, without making the currency itself completely irrelevant, which is going to happen now. And I'm actually happy with the gem fragments itself. I don't know, like maybe I'm exaggerating.
People are also complaining about the gem fragments.
I know one of my mods or community manager Roots, he was saying that he ran out of Veil Crystal, which is a direct result of him selling or vendoring his gear instead of salvaging it. And like I said, if you spend a couple of hours of salvaging your gear instead of selling it, you will have more Veil Crystals than you'll ever need. But that is also a direct result of a gold being the gold problem in the game right now. So if you do that for a few hours, again, now you're in a position where it doesn't matter anymore because now this currency is a
Nothing matters. You're playing Diablo 4 at the end of the game. Everything is gonna be given to you on a fucking plate. They're gonna probably... Okay, they're not gonna do it, but imagine how hilarious would it be if Blizzard added some kind of autoplay feature for Diablo 4 because, you know, you're just too tired of farming shit on your own. That would be hilarious. Anyway, this was Quasar Said 7. That was Ghazi. 10 out of 10. And, well, I'm gonna look at what's happening with Diablo time to time. I don't know if I'm even playing Season 5 at this point. Again, I lasted in Season 4 only for maybe 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours absolute maximum. And it got boring because everything's just you're doing the same hell tide over and over and over and over and over and over again. You're doing the bosses and no one wants to put in the hearts because like that fucking matters. It was horrible. Anyway, extremely boring. So yeah, this was Quasar Said, and thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Bye bye.